With the late summer storms and heavy rain behind them, the horseman and professional clinician Jeff Davis's Colt Starting Clinic are ready to take on the second half of the clinic and make more progress with their horses. Today, the focus will be on teaching the colts more groundwork exercises and giving them their 5th and 6th rides. At the end of day 5, the horsemen enjoyed a barbecue dinner and then took most of the next day off. A Colt Starting Clinic is an intense physical and mental experience, and it's important that riders and their horses have a chance to rest and recharge.
This is a 10-day clinic. What we usually do is we go 5 days, then we have a day off, and then we go another 5 days. But on that day off, normally if this is just a fundamental or an intermittent clinic, we just take the day off. We usually ask the participants, get your horse out, do a little something with him so he's not real fresh. But we usually just take the day completely off. Some people will come out and work the horses anyway, but a lot of times they don't, and that's not the end of the world either. But in a Colt Starting Clinic, you don't want to lose that momentum that you had in the first 5 days by giving them a day off and then coming into this 6th day of training. So you've heard Clinton say before, if you've been following the method for a while, that whenever you give a horse 1 day off, you're really giving him 2 days off. Meaning he's not going to come back out the next day the way he was the day when you left him. So, for our horses, for example, we typically work them 6 days a week, and we usually give them Sunday off. So when we come back on Monday, they have what we call Monday-itis, meaning they're just fresh, they're not really dialed in the way that they were on Saturday. They're kind of full of energy, and that day is about getting back on track where we left off. So I'm not going to teach anything new on Monday. I'm just going to review the things that the horse already knows. Even though I'm riding the horse 6 days a week, I'm only going to make forward progress 5 out of 6 days. Because on that Monday, remember, we're not doing anything new. It's all about things that they already know. See, with a colt, it's a little more tricky than that, because these colts don't have that many rides on them. They don't have that much consistency to start with. In a perfect world, if we're home when we're starting colts, and we like to be home when we do this consistently, so we're not traveling, we're not teaching, we like to keep riding the horses every day, and we don't give them any days off for the first 14 rides. That's not necessarily 14 days, it's probably going to be more than 14 days, but at least the first 14 rides to give them that consistency. So we're not even close to 14 rides yet. So if we would have given them the day off there, I think we had 3 rides on them at that point. So if we would have given them the day off there, you'd have noticed a big change when we come out today where they're just not real dialed in, and you're going to feel like you really lost ground. Even just giving them 1 day off in this early stage is going to make a big, big difference. So we got the horses out. We didn't spend all day with them. We just got them out. We got them out at 10 o'clock in the morning. We spent about an hour and a half with them, did a little groundwork, put a little ride on them, made sure we got them moving out, flexing them, finished them nice and quiet, and then we wrapped up the day from there. So when we came out today, the horses weren't fresh, they're not racing around, they're not breathing fire coming out of the runs or anything like that, and we moved right along with the clinic.
The day started with everyone gathering for a classroom session led by Jeff.
Okay, good morning, guys. All right, so we haven't had a classroom time in a couple of days, so we'll kind of open it up. We'll kind of take some questions. We'll talk a little bit about the past couple of rides. Overall, your colts look really good. Everything's doing well. We got a few colts kicking out, pretty normal stuff. Nothing's bucking with the saddle anymore. Nothing's bucked anybody off. Touch wood. All right, today's a new day. Every day after yesterday, we're going to start riding them twice a day. So as the days go, the lunch breaks are going to get a little longer because the colts need to spend more time eating, resting, they're gonna start getting really tired. They're gonna be burning a lot of calories. We're gonna be adjusting a lot of feed, I suspect, over the second half of the clinic, so just kind of be prepared for that. Try to monitor as best you can. Like I said before, you can give these horses a lot to eat. That doesn't mean they're gonna eat it. They're hot, they're sweaty, they may or may not, but make sure they've got it in front of them, okay? So let's talk about the past couple of rides. Hopefully you guys can see the importance of getting the colts moved out, okay? It feels safer to just kind of keep shutting them down and keep doing one rein stops because it feels like, okay, he's under control, so he doesn't do anything. But if you guys were sitting on the fence and you're watching the group as a whole, all you start seeing is the colts get stickier. And when I say stickier, I mean they don't want to move forward. They got sticky feet. They don't want to move out. You cannot train a horse without forward motion. So a lot of those horses kicking out there, again, that's them protesting going forward. I don't want to have to move out. So when you start seeing, 5, 6, 10 horses kicking out, that's a dead giveaway. We need to get the horses loped out. Loping especially. The more you can get them loped out in this early stage, the better off you'll be. Most horses feel at least obligated to kind of little walk, little trot. I'll put that much effort into life, and that's about where their natural effort level ends as a general rule on most horses. Not all, of course, but on most horses. So the more you can get them loping in the beginning, the less of a drama it is for them. I explained to you the other day, if you kind of go with this, well, let me ride him for 2 weeks at the walk and the trot, and then I'm going to ask him to lope when he's confident. Okay, when you get to that, he's not going to be confident whatsoever. As a matter of fact, they get to this habit of, well, we walk and trot. That's what we do. That's what we did for the past 2 weeks. So why are we going to change anything now? So get them in a habit right away. That's what your helper's for in the round pen. That way you're not up there having to spank and steer and kick and hold the horn and stay on all at the same time. You can just focus on rubbing the colt, kind of guide his nose a little bit, let the helper on the ground do his job. We weaned those horses off of the helper, and by the time we got outside, didn't have that many problems. So when we're out there, guys, this is where you gotta, I want you to follow what I'm saying, so don't mishear what I'm saying here, but follow my instruction. But if I say to you, like, hey, if that horse breaks in a lope, just let him. What I mean is, like horses like Jamie's horse and Dakota's horse, both Dakotas, Krista's horse, if those horses lope off, they don't normally want to lope off. They're normally pretty lazy. Normally, we're having to make them go. So if they offer you something good and they're offering to move out, just go with it a little bit. Don't discourage them, even though maybe you didn't ask them to lope right off the bat. And I'm more talking about in the cruising than what I am when we're doing one rein stops, more in the cruising. With those kind of horses, guys, you got to let them go further. So this is where a little of your own judgment comes in. If I say walk off 50 feet, but you've had a hard time getting him to walk 10 steps, let him walk off 200 feet. Let him go more. That way he can feel like he can go somewhere. If you keep shutting them down over and over again, they start to feel like, well, I just can't go anywhere. Every time I take a couple of steps, you shut me down. The opposite would be true of those horses where when you flex them and you drop the rein, they're immediately walking off. He's already on the go. So you need to keep flexing him, shut him down earlier. If by chance you have anything that's a little faster, this is where it gets a little tricky, guys. Because again, like I said, this is why this is in this professional level like this. There is a bit of a judgment here. When I say going faster than what we want, all the colts usually are going to go faster than what you want initially. We're just making up numbers here, but let's say, for example, I want him to lope at a 10, okay, and he's loping at a 13. I'm just going to sit on him. Just keep rubbing him. Just keep shutting him down. If we're working on one and he stops, if you're cruising him, I'm going to let him lope at a 13. That's faster than what I want by 3 notches, but I'm not going to do anything about that. In his defense, he doesn't know that he's supposed to lope at a 10. The only way he can do that is when you let him practice. Now, the difference is when you get the ones that it's 11, 12, 13, 16, and they keep building speed. That's a problem. You don't want to just let them run off out there, especially as a big group. Obviously, it's not just you got to worry about. You got to worry about other people. So if they're consistently building speed, that's a dead giveaway. You need to go back and do more transitions. So at this point, we're doing one rein stops. That's our transition. Go, stop. So for those hotter, nervous horses, the more transitions you put in there, it slows them down. It's kind of like saying, if I spread all your chairs out here and I said, get at the end there and I want you to sprint down to that horse trailer, you can sprint as fast as you want to go. But when I keep putting chairs in your way, okay, now you have to weave around these chairs and then you have to circle around this one and move around that one and stop to get over top of that one. It slows your feet down. That's what transitions do for your horses. But remember, transitions also slow the lazy horse down too. So you got to be, like I said, you got to be using your own judgment a little bit when it comes to, okay, I'm riding one of these horses that doesn't want to go. Let's, he said 50 feet, but I'm not exactly talking to you. You get what I'm saying? Why do we wean them out like that instead of just walking them off and getting after it? Because you don't trust them yet. When you get out there in a big arena like that, you don't know what they're going to do. I could kind of see it yesterday. You guys are doing good and you look real comfortable on your colts. And I like that. I mean, I like that you're confident enough to do the job. However, don't get too comfortable, okay? Don't get too, he's broke. I ain't worried about it. He's got 3 rides on him. Yeah, he's got 3 rides on him, okay? He'll have 3 million rides on him the day he dies, so we're a long ways away from broke yet, okay? So let's not get too, this thing's fine. He ain't fine yet, so we still need to watch what we're doing. We're going to start getting on and off the colts from both sides here in the next couple of rides. Start adding some of that in. By the end of the clinic, we'll be sliding off the button, standing in the saddle, and doing all sorts of other silly things to get them more what we call city slicker broke. So this has been a good clinic as far as you guys not micromanaging the horses, meaning every little time it does something even remotely that you don't like, you're shutting it down, or you're trying to steer it away because you think I can't see even though I can. You know what I mean? You've been doing a really good job at that, so I appreciate that. Again, they're colts. They don't know what to do. So you gotta let them commit to the mistake. You can't just protect them all the time. No, don't do that. No, not that horse. No, don't get by the fence. Jeff, oh, no. You gotta let them commit and then go fix it. Don't babysit them. That's not your job, okay? Anybody have any questions in particular? Anything? Yes, sir.
You talked about loping off at a 10 and the horse going 13
Mm-hmm.
and letting them go. What about the flip side of that? The horse that's going 7. Do you pressure them up?
I would. I'd probably speed that horse up a little bit. We touched on that a little bit with like Jamie's horse, for example. When it was loping, you could kind of see it's kind of going more up and down than it's going across the ground. On that horse, I would speed it up. There is such a thing as too slow. There definitely is. I want them all to lope slow and relax. A good rule of thumb, if you look down at their neck and their neck's kind of doing this, like a big oil rig, okay, that's a dead giveaway. He's not going forward enough, you know what I mean? So we're going to spank him and make him lengthen out until he gets in a habit of that. But yes, I would speed that horse up. That's a good question. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
My horse has a friend out there, and they find each other, and they do what they're supposed to do, but just right next to each other.
Okay.
Is that allowed?
So as long as your horse isn't that circling around horse, as long as he's not that, that's fine. I would just rest them away from each other. Okay. No friends in the clinic, Mandy. Okay. Jeez. Anybody else? Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
So the mare that I have is probably the worst penny-eared mare out there. She literally hates everybody, but she never bites and she never kicks.
Yeah.
She's just an asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, I'm not going to reprimand her for just being a jerk.
No,
Okay.
I wouldn't. If this is where the personalities come in, right, guys? Some horses, let's just be honest, some of these mares especially, I'm not saying there's not some sorry gelding, so let's not get into a sexist battle here, but a lot of mares are just a wench. You know what I mean? If that's how they're going to act, that's how they act. As long as they don't do anything about it, you kind of got to let some of it go. It's a lot like that Connie's mare. It's kind of always grumpy and pinning its ears a little. There does come a point, I got a great example. I had a few horses in training earlier this year, a mare in particular. Everything she does, she's kind of got her ears kind of half cocked back, you know what I mean? She kind of hates me and hates the method and the whole deal. Here's the deal. When it comes to those horses, if they've gotten in a habit of being like that or they're just like that, there's only so much you can do about it. After a while, what happens is, like you said, you find yourself getting after them for everything. It's like, put a smile on your face, and they don't want to, you know what I'm saying? After a while, I'm going to have to kind of pick my battles. Like, oh, you're doing what I want, but you're not real happy about it. Well, that's fine. Maybe I'm not real happy about doing it with you. How's that sound? Okay? You know what I mean? But as long as they're doing it, that's the key. And that's kind of where you do get to a point where you will make improvement typically, but you're going to kind of run into a wall to where, all right, you're never going to be in love with it, but that's okay. As long as you're doing it, I can find ways to work around that. That's a good question. Anybody else? Any other questions? Everybody going to ride their colt in the big group today? Yeah? Good deal. Okay, you guys sound super excited. Dakota's over there nodding. No. Okay, so All right, let's do this, guys. We're gonna do a little groundwork, so we're gonna be in the outdoors, so put your muck boots on. I think we should be fine as far as getting around rain this morning, but you definitely, it's still pretty wet out there if you haven't been out. So we'll need your halter and lead rope, stick and string. Bring your saddle out. We'll do a little bit of groundwork with them. We'll teach them that backing, the 4/4, and then we'll go ahead and get the saddle on, and we'll get another ride on this morning. Okay? Good job, guys. See you in a bit.
Want more? Get more. The No Worries Club is the best way to get the most out of your training experience. Stick around to find out more.
Hey mate, Clint Anderson here. For the past 20 years, I've devoted my life to creating the best training tools and videos available to help bring my method to you. But there's only one problem. You can't bring your TV into the arena. That's why we've been hard at work developing a new platform to deliver the method to you in a whole new way. A way that brings 20 years of horsemanship and puts it in the palm of your hand. Introducing the mobile method. It's part of the new Down Under digital experience, and it makes learning the method easier than ever before. Let me show you how it works, mate.
Now you can always have access to the method, even when you're on the go or at the barn. The Down Under Horsemanship app gives you access to your digital training kits and allows you to download videos and training content directly to your mobile device or view them on your computer. The Down Under Horsemanship app also offers over 86 hours of free, in-depth training content. No Worries Club members will have full access to Clinton's ever-growing training library and a massive amount of members-only features and information. And the best part is, you can view and interact with each lesson on your mobile device or computer, giving you ultimate access to the method anytime and any place.
The method is the key to getting the most out of your partnership with your horse. We want everybody to experience the difference it will make. That's why we created 3 new ways for you to get the training content you need at the price you want. Our basic level allows you to purchase and download training content to your device at our standard price with no annual fee. When you become a No Worries Club member for $19.99 a month, you get up to 50% discount on any of your purchases. Plus, you get 8 digital videos and 4 digital journals a year, and access to the No Worries Club website, the largest collection of method material and resources in the world. Plus, you can become part of our social network and chat with thousands of other folks just like you. If you want the ultimate experience, mate, the premium membership is for you. You get all the benefits of the No Worries Club, a printed copy of our No Worries Club quarterly journal, and access to all of the method and the Professional Series Kit training videos. Altogether, that's thousands of dollars of horse training and 20 years of horsemanship delivered right to your fingertips. So there you have it, folks. The new mobile method app is the easiest and most effective way to deliver the maximum amount of knowledge at a minimal amount of time. And with the new No Worries Club, you can be assured you're going to get exactly what you need at a price that's right for you. It's a free download, so what are you waiting for, mate? Get started today.
Start your digital training experience today. Visit our website and download the Down Under Horsemanship app to experience the method in a whole new way.